Hello everyone, welcome back. We were discussing in the last video about district administration. We have already completed one part and this one is the concluding part. We have already discussed about the structures and functions of district administration. In this video, we'll be discussing the judicial administration. When it comes to judicial administration, we know that each district has a judicial setup for administration of justice, isn't it? Disputes can be between citizens or between the government and the citizens. Those involved in criminal activities also need to be punished and name the place where all the disputes are settled. The disputes are settled in courts. So we have two types of courts. The first one is the civil court and the second one is the criminal court. When we talk about civil court tried cases, civil cases are tried in these courts, and these cases are generally related to money, debts, property, divorce, etc. And civil court judges cannot imprison or give capital punishment to the guilty. When it comes to the criminal courts, criminal cases are tried in these courts. Basically the cases deals with murder, robbery, assault, dacoity, etc. And criminal court judges have the power to send the guilty to jail or give capital punishment as well. Let us move on to a flow chart in which we'll be discussing on about the officers of the judicial administration and their working as well. So the district judge and the additional district judge, and the additional district judge are in charge of the highest court for civil cases in the district. The courts of session judge is the highest court in the district for criminal cases. Serious criminal cases such as murder and dacoity are tried by the court of the sessions judge or the additional sessions judge. Lower courts to the sessions judge are headed by assistant session judge, chief judicial magistrate and chief metropolitan magistrate, magistrate and magistrate of first class, magistrate of second class and special judicial magistrate and executive magistrate. The sessions judge. The session judge can award a death sentence. The chief judicial magistrate can award a sentence up to 7 years of imprisonment. A magistrate of first class can award a maximum sentence up to 3 years of imprisonment or fine or both. The judicial magistrate, a magistrate of second class, can award a maximum sentence up to 2 years of imprisonment or fine or both. And the amount of fine depends on the nature of the crime as well as the powers of the judge. If someone is not satisfied with the judgment of the lower court, she or he can appeal against the decision of to the higher courts. The high court is the highest judicial authority in the states. The district courts function under the high courts. Okay, the district courts and the session courts, they function under the high court. Let me repeat the officers about the officers and their working once again. The district judge, as you have already seen, there are civil courts and criminal courts. Okay, under civil court, the district judge and the additional district judge are in charge of the highest court for civil cases in the district. When it comes to criminal courts, the court of session judge is the highest court in the district for criminal cases, and additional the heinous crimes, the criminal cases are basically tried by the Court of Session Judge or the Additional Sessions Judge. Lower courts to the session courts are headed by an Assistant Sessions Judge, Chief Judicial Magistrate, and Chief Metropolitan Magistrate, Metropolitan Magistrate, Magistrate of First Class, Magistrate of Second Class, and a Special Judicial Magistrate and Executive Magistrate. The Sessions Judge can award a death sentence. A death sentence will be awarded by the Sessions Judge only, as I have already told you in the previous slide that civil court judges cannot imprison or give capital punishment to the guilty, but criminal court judges can do that. Okay, so the session judge can award a death sentence. The chief judicial magistrate can award a sentence up to 7 years of imprisonment. A magistrate of first class can award a maximum sentence up to 3 years of imprisonment or fine or both. A magistrate of second class can award a maximum sentence up to 2 years of imprisonment or a fine or both. But the amount of the fine depends on the nature of crime as well as the powers of the judge. And if someone is not satisfied with the judgment of the lower court, she or he can appeal against the decision to the higher courts. The higher court is the highest judicial authority in the states, and the district courts function under the high court. Okay, and let us move on to the next slide. There was a box in page number 223 which discusses about the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. The Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, which came into force from 9 September 2005, and basically this act removes gender discriminatory provisions in the Hindu Succession Act and gives the following rights to daughters under Section 6. A daughter has the same right over the property as a son. The 2005 Act brings all agricultural land at par with other property and makes Hindu women's inheritance rights in land legally equal to men's across the states. It includes daughters as joint owners in the joint family property with the same birthright as sons to share, to claim partition and share the liabilities. Daughters, whether married or not, will have the same rights as sons to reside in or seek partition of the family house. Widows also can claim and inherit the deceased property even if they have remarried. So, gender equality in possession of agricultural land can empower women, increase their livelihood options, increase prospects of education and health. And economically, it can improve women's security by giving them birthright in property that cannot be taken away by men. The difficult question of implementing the 2005 Act still remains. We need to spread legal literacy, make efforts to increase social awareness of the advantages to the whole family if women own property, provide legal and social aid for women seeking to assert their rights. These are only some of the many steps needed to fulfill the promise of the long due legislation. This was Hindu Succession Act 2005, a remarkable, a landmark that removes gender discriminatory provisions that from the Hindu Succession Act 1956, and this Succession Amendment Act 2005 gives rights to the daughter to have to daughters to have the same right over the property as a son, whether she is married or not, whether she is a widow. Okay, so this was Hindu Succession Act. With this, we come to an end to this chapter, and let us recap what we have read till now. So the district administration, we have read that it is the duty, it is the responsibility of the district administration to maintain law and order, to record lands and collect revenue, and provide civic amenities, and to provide relief work during an emergency situation. The superintendent of police is the highest ranking police officer in the district. The subdivisional officer, Tehsildar, Naib Tehsildar, Konungo, and Lekpal are officials in the charge of matters concerning revenue collection. The Courts of Sessions Judge is the highest court in the district for criminal cases. And we have also we have also discussed the Hindu Succession Act, a landmark which came into force on 9th September 2005, giving rights to the daughters to have same right over the property as a son. With this, I come to an end, and in the very next video, we are going to discuss the next chapter of history, and we will be discussing the post-modern period, the 10th chapter of history. Till then, have a nice day, be healthy, keep smiling, and we'll meet again.